Hey everybody, welcome back to A Glittery Life. Today we are talking all about the brand new Natasha Denona Sunset palette. Now I know you guys are freaking out, so excited to get your hands on this palette. I can't blame you. I've had it for quite a while now and it is really fantastic. Obviously it's what's on my eyes right now. It has been what's on my eyes. If you follow me on Instagram, on my story or Snapchat or anything like that, this is what I've been wearing pretty much non-stop. I cannot stop with this palette. It is so beautiful. The packaging alone, it's that same Natasha Denona large palette packaging. It is a really beautiful bronzy gold and that same quality that protects those crushed pigments in there, pressed pigments in there, I mean. Not crushed pigments, keeps them from getting crushed, but those protects all those pressed pigments. But look at this. How much is this just warm eyeshadow gooey goodness? It's like honey from heaven, if you ask me. I think it's so beautiful. It's very, very wearable. I'll be honest, there's only one shade that I haven't worn yet, and that is this cream matte yellow right here called Soul. It is the only one that I still haven't dipped a brush into yet, but the rest of them are amazing. So I'm gonna swatch this palette for you and talk a lot about this palette, and I'm gonna break it down. Instead of just like swatching the grid, I'm going to break it down into the types of eyeshadows that are in here so that I can really kind of explain those for you. So let's start with the cream mattes. So first off, these are all brand new shades. None of these shades exist in any of Natasha's other palettes, and two of these shades are custom shades she actually mixed herself. So I'll get more into that detail in a minute here. But everything is brand new. This is limited edition, very limited edition. So she will not ever bring this back. So you basically need to get this right now or you're gonna be really sad and miss out forever. Once it's gone, it's gone. So 8 new cream mattes. These are the same matte formula that is in the Star palette, which is her new matte formula called cream matte instead of just matte. And the cream matte formula is really beautiful and very blendable and easy to work with. You can also layer it up to 3 or 4 layers to get a very like big impact look to the mattes. So we'll start with these first ones right here. This one is a Volcano and this pretty pink one next to it is Bermuda. I love those two. Those are great together. So there is Volcano, and then this cute little petal pink one is Bermuda, and just so pretty. She named this Bermuda after the pink sand beaches of Bermuda. Next is this orange one called Sinai, after Mount Sinai. This one is one of my favorites. This has definitely been getting like most of the use for me. Like I've been using Sinai basically every time I create an eye look, and I've used Sinai today as well. In the third row, this is Horizon and Panjin. Look at those. Especially Panjin. Panjin's really fun to wear. You are gonna be shocked at how beautiful it is when you see what it looks like. So it is definitely a mix of a red pink, almost like a fuchsia, but not really, but not a true red either. And then there is Horizon, which is a really beautiful orange. Horizon and Sinai are really fantastic together. This beautiful neutral brown is called Ignatius, and it is so pigmented. One of the more pigmented of all of her mattes that I've ever seen is Ignatius. And then we have Terra right here, which I love to deepen the outer V when I'm doing Horizon and Sinai. So you can see that's like a really nice like chestnutty brown, and then like that very yellow. Let's see, I'll put these right here. So there is Soul, and so there is Terra and there is Soul. So these are her mattes. Every single one of them is great. There's not a patchy matte. They all have a really good color payoff and are all really creamy and quite blendable. I think you'll be really happy with these in terms of mattes. So in terms of matte to metallic ratio, this is certainly higher on that matte side, with 8 shades being mattes. Oh, that Terra is like such a bomb shade. This is one of those shades that makes getting the palette like worth it. That's one of the ones where you're just like, I should probably get it because of that right there. Yeah, you should. So this palette only comes with one metallic shade, and that is this really beautiful rosy gold one called Atmosphere. Oh, I love it. And it is that same beautiful metallic formula that you have come to love from one of her other palettes. That's one of the ones that I think it's really easy to wear, and I wear that one a lot. So she has 2 Duochromes, like I said, Mandarin and Morgana. And in terms of the duochrome world, the duochromes that you see are what exists. Like, they don't keep making new duochrome shades. Like, it's sort of what is out there is what's out there, unless you decide to hand mix them yourself and invent your own shade. So that's what Natasha did with these 2 duochromes. She hand mixed them to come up with like basically 2 new duochrome shades that were not out in the world already. So that's kind of cool, like, just to know that she's that like hands-on with the creation of her products. So Mandarin is orange with gold, and then Morgana is coral with gold. And Morgana and Mandarin are what, Morgana is one of the things that I have all over my lids today, just kind of like pressed on my lid. And then the Sunset palette comes with 4 Chroma crystal shadows. Now Natasha introduced the Chroma crystal shadows with the introduction of the Star palette, and a lot of you have trouble with those shadows, and I think it might be because you're not using them properly. The Chroma crystal shadows are only a topper shadow. It's meant to be used at the very end of your look. It's almost like a finisher to add a little bit more sparkle or dimension to the eyelid, and you have to place them with a finger. You can also use a small flat packing brush to place those, but to be really honest, that finger is going to be the best practice and be able to get those to adhere the best. If you go ahead and stick a fluffy brush in one of the Chroma crystal shadows, you're going to just have fallout for days. You're going to have a really hard time working with it. And those shadows are not meant to be like a full glitter lid. Like I said, they're just a topper shadow, and they're meant just to finish that look off. So let me swatch those for you. Now, I will say these are a lot creamier than the ones in the Star palette, so I do find that they're a lot easier to work with in terms of like less fallout. So this is Abeid. I'm not sure how to say that one, but I'm gonna just kind of like press it into my hand. You can't even like streak it like that to swatch it. You want to just like press it. But you can see how pretty that is, just to add some like gold shimmer and dimension to the top of any eye look. The next one is this white shade right here, Ice Gold. And it's just a really iridescent, like pinky white, almost like a duochrome to it, but not. She doesn't call it a duochrome, but I see that duochrome shift to it. So that's for people who still kind of like that old school, like white highlight on the brow bone. Don't do it. But also looks really beautiful on top of the lid. And this one looks beautiful over some of the other shades in this palette. Next is one of my favorites called Sundays right here, and it is definitely just a really fantastic gold topper. I have this all over my eye look today too. And this one kind of feels a little bit more almost like a metallic. I mean, it definitely feels like a chroma crystal to me, but it has a little bit more of that metallic consistency, so I feel like it stays together really well and looks bombski on the lid over one of those mattes. And then the last one is Bronzage, which you can see I have been using that one a lot. It's kind of a hot mess because I just can't stop using it. And it is definitely like a beautiful bronze. You just kind of press it onto my hand so you can really get a good look at it. I put it right there on the end. It's so pretty. So those are the 4 Chroma crystal shadows, and I do feel like I said they work a lot better than the ones in the Star palette. So I think you're going to be really happy with these. They're so easy to wear as like topper shadows. I don't know if you can really see how like gold and metallic-y my like eyelid is. It's really because of these Chroma crystal shadows. So that is the swatches for the Natasha Denona Sunset palette. This is really one of those like don't miss it. It comes in, I think it costs $129, so it's definitely a lower price point than some of her other shadows. You are getting 15 full-size pans, and that's a pretty good value in my opinion in terms of like product and just in the fact that you're gonna just use the heck out of this. It's so, so pretty. So if I still have an early access link for Beautylish, I will link that down below. I'm gonna try to post this video the day before the launch, so you'll have a chance to see these swatches. If I have a shoppable link, I will place it down below. If it's not available yet, then that won't be there for you. But like I said, if I do have early access for Beautylish, I'll put it down there for you. 3 easy payments. Like, this is one of those times where you're like, yeah, I'll take this and I'll get a couple of those Tom Ford things that I was looking for, and we'll roll it into an easy pay. So thank you guys so much for watching. I just want to know how many of you guys are excited about getting this palette, and how many of you guys are going to take it to the black market if you can't get your hands on it, because I feel you, girl. I feel ya. You guys have a great day, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.